So these are my video notes for Ohio State versus Purdue in the Big Ten tournament quarterfinal. Now I've done like a full analysis of Ohio State's Big Ten tournament run. If you go into the description below, you'll see a link to my blog, and you can kind of see essentially like a short essay on some analysis, insights, some conclusions, some takeaways from their 3 games against Purdue, Michigan, and Illinois. But in this video here, I'm just going to look at essentially exclusively the overtime against Purdue. And further, I'm going to look exclusively at just one play that Ohio State ran in this overtime. So if you watch any Ohio State game, they run this play constantly. It's just within kind of their motion offense. It's just part of it's like a 3-man game, 3-man play that kind of highlights the strengths of the players involved, and they run it constantly. So this is the play. And they essentially ran it on 3 back-to-back-to-back possessions in this overtime. So it's just in their flow offense. They pass it around, and then they give it to their 5 at the top of the key. Now, the 5's either Liddell or it's either Key, but he'll get the ball. He'll walk over to the wing where he'll give it to Washington on a dribble handoff. And then at this point, there's a bunch of options. So either Washington can drive it to the rim, which is one of his strengths. He's a good finisher around the rim, especially at the end of the season. He's been really good at it. He can either pass it to Seth Towns or whoever the 4 is in this position for a shot. Now, this is either Seth Towns, who's a shooter, or it's usually Justin Ahrens. So it's either one of those 2 players, a 3-point specialist on the Ohio State roster, or if this Purdue player or whatever defensive player on the opposition here guards this player, this shooter on the wing, then obviously Washington can give it to the roll man, either Liddell or Key, for a opportunity near the basket in a normal kind of pick and roll setting. So those are the 3 options. In this particular option, Liddell rolls to the basket, just bowls Stevanovic over. Whether that was legal or Stevanovic took a bit of a flop, probably the latter. And that opens a 3-point shot up for Seth Towns at the 4 position on the wing, and he nails it. Next clip, later in the overtime, next offensive possession. Run the exact same play, except this time you don't have Liddell, you've got Key. So again, he does the exact same thing, dribble handoff, and this time he rolls to the basket again. However, you'll see that Purdue's man, after what happened last time, he's repaired, so he closes out to the shooter. However, again, he gets pump faked, because, Seth Towns is expecting that. Pump fake, dribble in, open, off the dribble, 2-point shot on the left elbow, banks it in, 2 points. Again, completely next possession on offense, they're going to do the exact same thing. Pass it to Seth Towns, pass it to Sewing, pass it to Key, dribble handoff. And this time, instead of passing it to the 4-man, Dwayne Washington's just going to shoot an open 3-point shot, gets it in, and they win overtime. Obviously, the other good thing about this shot is that there's also going to be rebounding if he misses it. There's, these people on the weak side, players on the weak side, Walker and Sewing, they can do some sort of action over here, whether that's just like some sort of screen or stagger screen and get open on the right corner. They can do whatever as well. So there's all these different options off this one play. So that's all I've got for you in this video. As I said, I recommend going down into the blog and checking out the entire Ohio State Big Ten run, see what conclusions I've got in terms of lineup analysis and just general team trends and opposition trends as well. So thank you very much for watching, and hope you learned something.